Jim's having an episode, number 11, filming from Point Farms Provincial Park. No, I am not on a bike trip. I was supposed to be. I was supposed to do a 16-day, 800-kilometer trip. 2 trips broken into one, where I rode from Hamilton to Guelph, took the G2G rail trail to Point Farms Provincial Park. Now, this wasn't supposed to be a major expedition. This was just supposed to be just going on vacation, spending 3 days at the provincial park. But after spending 3 days there, I would take the G2G rail trail back home and complete the first part, and the second part would be leaving the next day for the Niagara region, where Dave's having a horseshoe tournament, so why not tour to Niagara without totally repeating ourselves. But yeah, it was supposed to be about an 800-kilometer trek, but 2 weeks ago I had a bit of a cycling accident. I fall down and I really did a number on my ribs. So it was bad. It was really bad. I thought I'd give it a week. After going to the hospital, they said, a couple of days. So I thought I'd give it a week. And if I wasn't 100% a week before I would leave on this trip, I'd cancel it altogether. Why? Because even if I was 100% on the day I was supposed to leave, which was a few days ago, Saturday morning. Today I think is Tuesday, day after Canada Day. There's no way I'd be ready for the first 2 days. Day one is an 80-kilometer ride into Guelph, and a climb of 222 meters into Guelph, Guelph sits a lot higher than Hamilton, so it's a 10-hour ride out. And then I've got it worked out where I would do a 100 kilometers the next day, get within 25 kilometers of Goderich. I had found a beautiful place to camp. And what else? Yeah, no, there's no way I would have pulled it off. 2 weeks without riding? No, I can't ask my body to do that. I have to be on my bike every day training to do one of these trips. I can't just take 2-3 weeks off and then suddenly, boom, gone. I'm getting older. I can't do that. I got to keep my body in one piece. So, got to keep my body fit. I got to be able to, So anyway, if anything different was to come of this trip, was that I would have done the entire G2G trail like I did last year, my Tour de Bruce. And I would join the elite class of actually riding the G2G back. So riding it both ways. There's kind of an elite group for that. So I was really looking forward to doing that. So I'm here at Point Farms Provincial Park. I didn't want to give up my booked campsite. I'm going to be here for 3 full days. So I drove out here. I'm still in a little bit of pain. I can't lay on my back yet because the pain goes from here all the way down to the bottom of my shoulder blade. So anytime you want to try to get up or You definitely can't cough, and you definitely can't sneeze, or it's a griping pain. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see if I can do this again in August, but it'll just be Hamilton to Point Farms on Lake Huron and back. And you know what, I'm going through withdrawal. You know, I want it to be out there. I want to be on my bike. You know, I'm starting to lose that that motivation. Starting to forget why I love being on my bike out in the middle of nowhere so much. You know, it's Tour de Bruce has been almost a year ago, and it's time. It's time. I'm supposed to be here on my bike right now, and I'm not. So, how did this accident happen? I don't know if I want to go into great detail, but it wasn't on my primary bike. It was on a mountain bike that I have that I never ride. It's front and rear shocks. The tire tread is, all the knobbies on these tires are just so far apart you can fit your finger between them. I made a sharp left turn. The bike, I guess the shocks dug in. The wheel started to slip. The shocks pushed out right up from under me, and I basically went sliding at the second base, straight down onto the ground, landed on my rib cage. I did a number on my elbow too, but that's pretty much all healed up now. Pretty close, but yeah, you know, it sucks. It does, but you know what? I've got to see some things that wouldn't normally get to do. I pulled into Goderich, spent the night in Goderich, came up a day early, and saw some pretty cool things. The winds were bad. Had I started this trip, day one, rain right from the beginning, just hard rain. Day two was gale force winds, like really bad. I think I have some footage of that, the shoreline in Goderich. You'll see what the waves look like in the wind, and man. So, but beautiful day today. Awesome. Very little wind. Sunny. It's about 21 degrees. Perfect. Just perfect. So yeah, I'm thinking right now, the last week leading up to Labor Day weekend, I think I'm gonna try again. Yeah, you know, it's really frustrating. It's for that pain still be there over the last 2 weeks. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. I've done everything humanly possible to speed up the healing. You know, heat treatment, circulation booster, massage. What else? What were some other things I was doing? Just trying to see if I could speed it up. Nothing. So I am feeling a lot better. Like I sure enough, a week ago, I wouldn't be able to be walking this trail like this. Like I'm just in that much pain. Like I said, I can't sleep on my back, so I don't have a tent. I'm sleeping in my truck. The only place I've been sleeping for the last 2 weeks is in my recliner, so I'm not putting pressure on my shoulder blades. So I figure, okay, my bucket seat's in my truck. Be like pretty much the same thing, and I've actually had some pretty good night's sleep, except when you want to get up. When you get up, you're putting pressure on your chest, and it's really painful. I mean, once you're asleep, don't move until morning. That pain when you try to get up, that really wakes you up. So anyway, I'm just rambling now. So yeah, I'm here for a few days. There's some other things I want to show you, and there's other things I want to talk about. There's some improvements to the G2G, which I'll do fireside later on today. So I'm enjoying this walk on this trail. I'm able to talk louder because there's nobody on it. It's a really long trail. It's probably about 12 kilometers long, but I'm not going to walk the whole thing. But anyway, that'll be it for now. See you fireside. Cool. You can see now why, if I even was at 100%, why I couldn't do this trip. It is what it is. My favorite viewpoint of Lake Huron at Point Farms Provincial Park. Cool. You here already? We're gonna do this now? You know you're early, right? Rain tonight? Alright. I guess we gotta do this now. Maybe it's just as well. Alright, what I want to talk about is the G2G trail. I know I talk about the G2G trail quite a bit, but there's been an improvement just over this last year. And if you look back at my Tour de Bruce episode 3, when I came up on Regional Road 25, to get across the highway, I had to climb a hill. It was a steep hill. It was narrow, and it was rocky. And I had to make a decision. If I attempted to get up this hill to get to the highway, and I didn't make it, I'd be in big trouble. So what I did was I backtracked. I went back to the last regional road, did a complete detour, and rode up to this this highway. But anyway, instead of me trying to explain it to you, how about we go to the footage and you get a more clear idea of what I was dealing with. Okay, I wasn't expecting this. I don't know if I should attempt it or not, or just turn around and go back to the side road. But if I do attempt it, and I can only get about halfway up, then I can't turn around. So I think I'm going to go head back that way and go around the block. So down here was where I was supposed to come up, and I believe the trail picks up here. I'm gonna have to go check that out before I go in there. What they're trying to do here is come up with enough funding to make a tunnel to go right under this road. So I'm going to go see what I'm in for here. Oh my. Okay. That looks doable. I'm going to be full on brakes walking down that one. I'm going to take a little break first. I'm in Blythe. So, in 1 year, this is what happened. In just 1 year. This passageway that will get you across Regional 25 is great for people with disabilities because they can't get over that highway. There's no way to access it. And now this is what they've done. So this is the exact spot where I had to stop, turn around, go back a couple of kilometers, and come up over this highway. So look what they've done. You can kind of see the elevation from the trail to the highway, and trying to get my bike up through here wasn't happening. It was narrow, it was steep, and a lot of rocks, and I would have gotten in trouble if I got stuck. So, the new tunnel in just 1 year. This is great. It is for me because I have to use it. Cool. So, yeah, again, you know what? It's a testament to all the volunteers and the people that upkeep this trail. This trail, with the detours, is 147 kilometers long. And you know what? There's still a lot of work to be done. There's trestles to be built, detours that need to be fixed up so that, you know, I mean, the trail is supposed to say 125 kilometers from Guelph to Goderich, but it works out to be 147. And they're working on it, and I'm quite proud of this trail. And it's going to be great for me because when I ride through, I don't have to do any detours. I can stay on the flat rail trail with the most grade that you're going to have is about 2%. And so there you have it. An improvement on the G2G rail trail, Guelph to Goderich. So this is going to conclude my Jim's Having an Episode, number 11. And let's hope we got something going on for August. I'm looking forward to my recovery, and hopefully I can get back on the road again. Thanks for everybody who follows me. Okay, there's a whole aspect of this park that I haven't seen. And I'm doing a lot of walking, so I'm not sure how much farther I'm going to go, because I am a little bit out of shape, but see what's around this bend, and I'll make a decision. No, I'm tired of walking. I'm done. Still hurting. So, gonna head back. Yeah, I know. Wimp. It is what it is. I've walked a lot of trails. Been down to the beachfront a few times. I did a lot of filming. But this is the night before I go home. And I'm trying to kill some time, so. You know, this is cool. I wanted to bring a bike, not my primary, not my backup, but a bike that I could ride on these trails, just so I could explore further. Hello.
Hello.
But you know what? I'm not entirely sure yet that I can mount the bike and get off without excruciating pain. All these trails are rideable, and I would have loved to bring a bike out to do that. I don't care what bike it was. But, well, that's the way it is when you're injured. Maybe in a month and a half, when I come out here, I'll take an extra day, maybe spend 3 nights, and just ride these trails. This is great. I love this stuff. This is cool. I haven't spent a lot of time on the beach. Yeah, probably a few reasons for that. I just but anyway, I'm loving this stuff, so I'm feeling like I would if I was on expedition. My mind has been freed up. Stress is just, come on, look at this. Like, you know, I'm feeling, it's rare that I feel this way. And you have to be out here to do this. Now, I'm not a fan of roadside campgrounds. You got park wardens driving through 2-3 times a day, checking up on you, making sure you're not out of control, and so you kind of feel like you're being watched. Always checking to see if people are making excessive noises. But you know what? They're not around at 5 o'clock in the morning when kids are waking up and screaming and crying. And there's no wardens around to deal with that. So I think if you're going to roadside camp, now I only roadside camp only because when I'm on expedition, I need a place to, I need accommodations. I need to camp. So as long as, you know, when the sun goes down, I'm asleep, I'm up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm on the road. So after 5 o'clock, when the kids wake up, crying, screaming, yeah. So you can't make noise in the evening because people are going to sleep, but there's nobody around to ensure that you can get a full sleep at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when the kids start screaming. Dogs barking, car alarms going off. So no, I'm generally not a fan of roadside campgrounds. I'm not. But they are really handy when you need a place for the night and continue on the next day. So I have my favorite provincial parks. Algonquin, for sure. But that's backcountry. Roadside. Lake Superior Provincial Park. Agawa Bay Campground. Pancake Bay. Batchewana. A lot of fun. I remember when I was young, I was at White Lake Provincial Park, just outside of White River. Can I think of any other provincial parks? I was at Arrowhead in Huntsville once. But man, when you're cycling in, I don't know if I could explain it. It is a hell of a ride in. Just riding uphill for kilometers. It was brutal. It was brutal. But the park itself was awesome. I enjoyed my stay there. McGregor Point Provincial Park. Just depends where you stay. Some of the campsites look pretty much like this. Really wooded, really nice. But there are some campsites that I stayed at that there were no trees. It was all bush. It was almost like this. Just bush. No trees. It was quite ugly. Which is okay. When you're cycling through, you just want to sleep and get on the road the next day. That's great. But McGregor Point Provincial Park, you got to pick your site. You got to pick a spot that's actually appealing. Here at Point Farms, I haven't seen any real bad sites. Like every site looks inviting, which is really cool. So yeah, Point Farms Provincial Park is one of my favorites. Now, that sets aside from KOA campgrounds. KOA campgrounds are less wooded. They're more intimate camping, so you're pretty much like living on a city block where you got neighbors with no trees, no privacy. And then are those family campgrounds. Now, the problem with family campgrounds is they're great. They're accommodating. But, quite honestly, you could pay for your campsite, but you got to pay for your showers. And you got to pay for a few other things. And it's just quite annoying. So, if you're going to go to a family campground, bring a whack of quarters. All these campsites, all these campgrounds are great if you're just cycling through. You need a place to stay, pitch a tent, and carry on the next day. Then yeah, they're fine. I had an issue at Pine Echo, which is about maybe 67 kilometers north of here. The issue is that there's a dog across the highway on a farmer's field who will bark for 7 hours straight. So good luck getting any sleep. That's probably one thing that I did not mention, was that the night before I had to head to Westmont Rose near Guelph, I got no sleep. This dog barked, 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 barked. There was no stopping. It was, I was furious. I was furious. I couldn't fall asleep. And quite honestly, if you want to fall asleep with all that racket, you just might as well be hammered, because if you're hammered, you could pass out. But sorry I had to mention that, but sometimes you need something to make you sleep. And I tried to get to sleep. That was the second to last day of my Tour de Bruce. I was getting ready for that, what was it, 90 kilometers? 90 kilometers from Pine Echo to Westmont Rose. And you know what? Aside from lack of sleep and the distance against the wind. But anyway, that's my talk about provincial parks. I probably can go on and on and on, but you know what? I'm at the end of the line here, and I'm going to call it. So, I hope you didn't mind my rant. I had a lot to talk about. So, anyway, I'm going to go down here. I got a campsite just right here. And, of course I got a campsite. Thanks for tagging along. That blue dot is where I am. And there's a mass moving ahead of us. Now it looks like it could pass us, but I think that lower end of that mass is going to hit us in a few hours. So, I got to batten down, get ready for the rain. So, and then what am I going to do? Yeah, it's coming. Be here in a few hours.